Reverse mortgages have changed so much in the last 10 years. Now is the time to call Beth at the Reverse Mortgage Group at 925-969-0380. Beth is located here in the Bay Area, offering free consultations in a friendly, professional, no-pressure atmosphere. Call Beth at 925-969-0380 or go to callbeth.net. Must pay property taxes, insurance, and HOA dues, and live in and maintain the home. NMLS 29474 18508311612. Licensed under the Department of Business Oversight under CRMLA. Equal Housing Opportunity.
It's 11:28 at KCBS. Traffic and weather together with Frank.
Well, we're still tracing two serious problems south of Gilroy. The connector from southbound 101 over to eastbound 25 is shut down by an injury crash, as is eastbound 25 between the 101 split and Bloomfield Avenue. That's not a long stretch, but it's a complete closure in that direction, and it means you have to take Fraser Lake Road or one as an alternate. Our other major problem is eastbound 80 just past Leisure Town Road, a crash involving a car that flipped over and slammed into a power pole. No lanes are reported blocked on to as many as 2,600 people in Vacaville, and we have the Orange Drive on-ramp to eastbound 80 also closed. Your next update at 11:38 on the traffic leader KCBS.
Bay Area weather sunny and warm to hot tomorrow after the fog burns off. We'll see limited clearing of the ocean with highs from the 60s to the upper. Again, weather together on the 8s on KCBS.
Hi, I'm Mandy Moore. Stand Up to Cancer is closer than ever before to achieving every cancer patient into a long-term survivor. To learn more and get Advantage Miles, go to standuptocancer.org/American.
Every search you make, every click you take, they'll be watching you.
Are you tired of being tracked online? There's a simple solution. It's an all-in-one privacy app with a built-in private search engine, web browser, one-click data clearing, email protection, and more, all for free. Download the app today and get the most comprehensive privacy protection with the push of a button. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified. Fremont Bank. If there's one thing we understand more than anybody, it's that it takes a local bank to really get the needs of local businesses. Fremont Bank has the flexibility and motivation to service your business loan needs like other banks can't or won't. With our full suite of business loan products and recognition as a top SBA lender in the Bay, Fremont Bank is the right choice for local and family-owned businesses. Fremont Bank. Learn more at fremontbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. News that matters to you around the Bay, around the world, around the clock. All news 1069 and AM 740 KCBS.
Thursday, August 18th, 2022, the White House monkeypox response coordinator said the team is taking steps to get more vaccines to the places in need.
I'm Holly Kwong. UC Regents mull over blocking UCLA's plan.
Joining us on the News Watch tonight, KCBS News Time 11:31.
CBS News Brief. A federal magistrate has ordered the Department of Justice to justify its proposed redactions to the affidavit that led to the search of former President Trump's home. Loyola Law School professor Jessica Levinson.
I think the devil is in the details here, and the emphasis is on some. And he's based on the Department of Justice, and he said, come back to me in 7 days with a redacted affidavit and explain to me why you blacked out.
The judge said he is inclined to unseal a redacted version of the affidavit. At least 2 people have died in a collision of 2 small planes in Northern California, about 50 miles south of San Jose. KPIX TV's Ann Macavit.
2 planes were on final approach to the airfield. Lawsonville Airport does not have a control tower to direct pilots landing and taking off. The NTSB is leading up this investigation along with FAA.
CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
KCBS News Time 11:32. Bidding wars have sent rent prices soaring, and that's all happening because of interest rates. We already know how difficult it is here in the Bay Area. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans takes a look at how it's playing out in Los Angeles.
Michael Citrin is on the hunt in Los Angeles. He's a federal public defender with a legitimate
acquired on this property. Rising mortgage rates are partly to blame, locking out would-be home buyers.
All of those things put upward pressure on rent. And so now those people are fighting for apartments in the rental market again. Absolutely.
And they're competing against renters like Michael Citrus. Is up.
There's a possibility that I don't find something in the next 2 weeks, and then I put my stuff in storage and stay on a friend's couch.
I mean, you'd essentially be homeless.
Yeah.
In the midst of a rental battle that could last well into next year. Carter Evans, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The number of migrants apprehended entering the U.S. has already surpassed last year's total. Correspondent Manuel Forecast reports that it's intensifying debate over whether asylum seekers should be bussed thousands of miles from the U.S.-Mexico.
Asylum seekers arrived just a few miles away at the Valverde Border Humanitarian Coalition in Del Rio, Texas. A pit stop as they await a bus to their next destination, like Edison Gutierrez from Venezuela, who has it written down, Midland, Texas. Another Venezuelan, Angie Cordero, and her 10-year-old daughter Giovanni know what they left behind. The hunger. No jobs, no trabajo. They don't know what lies ahead. You're in limbo. You don't know where you're going to go. They may end up on one of these buses that are prepped by the state of Texas and then sent to pick up migrants. There's the option of travel to Washington, D.C. or New York City. Busing migrants out of Texas. But as the number of apprehensions along the border remain at record highs, it's become the latest flashpoint in the debate over the nation's immigration policy.
In the northern parts of our country, it's hard to even imagine how crazy this situation is. It does not end. It doesn't stop.
That's despite about half of those detained at the border being sent back under the Trump-era pandemic policy known as Title 42. But the policy does not extend to those from crisis-stricken Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. A majority of the people we encountered along this section of the border, like Angie, into an uncertain future. Since April, 7,900 migrants have been taken by bus to New York City and Washington, D.C., despite the objections of the mayors there who call it a political stunt that is taxing their resources.
And well, forecast reporting tonight, KCBS News Time, 11:36. It's been a challenging traffic. We'll get the latest from Frank coming up.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio station. Coverage of your favorite team. Live news from your hometown. And podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news. And add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to. So get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
We're all on this planet together, so join Odyssey and find your one thing. August is a great month to help out the environment by improving your gas mileage. Make sure your tires are properly inflated. Items like golf clubs aren't stored in your trunk. Take your car in for a tune-up to ensure it's running at peak performance. And when the weather is nice, walk or bike to your destination to enjoy a beautiful summer day. Join Odyssey, and together, each of us doing one thing makes a greener tomorrow. What's your one thing?
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the result. Our treatment does what no pill can do, and right now, we're offering a free... That's right, you can try this treatment at no cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. With clinics in San Mateo and Sacramento, call 650-407-1168. That's 650-407-1168. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com. HSA cards welcome and financing available.
It's 11:38 at KCBS. But we have problems from the northern part of the Bay Area, southern part of the Bay Area, and covering it all. Here's Frank.
And indeed, we'll go shut down from 101 to Bloomfield Avenue, Fraser Lake Road, and 152 are your alternates. And we do have road work in the North Bay. We have a complete shutdown of westbound 37 between Walnut and 121, Mare Island and Sonoma Raceway. That westbound work going on until 4 tomorrow morning. Your next update at 11:48 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Bay Area weather, mostly foggy tonight from the coast all the way into the inland valleys, but we'll see a burn off up into just the immediate shoreline tomorrow with only partial clearing of the beaches. Otherwise, sunny and warm to hot. 60s near the coast, 70s and low 80s around the bay to the upper 90s in the inland valley. 98 will be the high tomorrow in Santa Rosa, 95 degrees in Morgan Hill, 96 in Concord, 94 degrees in Pleasanton, and 96 in Walnut Creek, 80 for Oakland, 71 in San Francisco, 72 in Burlingame, and 80 degrees in Fremont, 85 in Redwood City. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on KCBS.
Replacing your windows and doors can be life-changing, inspiring you to live a healthy, happy life. And it's never been easier. Marvin Windows and Doors bring in daylight and fresh air, blending the indoors with the outdoors, so you're always connected to nature. They're designed for life, with an inspiring range of options to create the look you want and the lasting quality you need. Your local independent Marvin dealer will give you straight answers and advice about window and door replacement. Our Marvin specialists help you plan your project and select the right products for your needs. You'll always know what you're getting with a detailed proposal to make the whole process easier. If you're ready to transform your space with windows and doors you love, schedule your free consultation today at replacementmadeeasy.com. That's replacementmadeeasy.com.
Individual rates, coverage, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. Small businesses are the backbone of America. Yet when it comes to workers' comp insurance, you rarely get the savings you deserve. That's because insurance companies tend to lump you in with other businesses, and you can get overcharged. At Pi Insurance, we're on a mission to change that. With Pi, you get a quote specific to your business, and you can save up to 30% with no hassle and no hidden fees. If you like savings, take 3 minutes to see how much you could save at trypi.com. Pi makes workers' comp insurance as easy as pie, with friendly representatives just a call away. No wonder customers rate our service excellent on Trustpilot. You work to build your business and keep your employees safe. You deserve more from your workers' comp provider. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote today at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
KCBS News Time 11:42. 2 incendiary devices were found today inside a Palo Alto home. The historic military shell and grenade were deemed safe by the bomb squad. Devices were found inside a house on the 2300 block of South Court. The all clear was given by 7 o'clock tonight. And this morning, the Big Ten struck a massive $7.5 million TV deal after adding USC and UCLA to the conference. KCBS's Holly Kwan tells us that the UC Regents meeting this week will mull over possible ways to block the Bruins from bailing from the Pac-12.
And this is the reason UCLA suddenly bolted in June for the Big Ten. More nationwide TV exposure. Contract gives it even more ammo to beat back any attempt by the Regents to block the move. The Regents meeting this week say all options are on the table, and it does retain the power to tell individual campus chancellors to back off any unilateral plans, including a conference switch. State School Superintendent Tony Thurman sits on the board of Regents.
The reality of our student athletes being able to do anything related to academics when they're doing this kind of travel with the time difference and the jet lag, and then practicing when they get to the destination, those are difficult circumstances to pull that off. I'm not saying that someone's not going to do a little bit of reading on a plane, but I think we should be realistic that the student athletes are going to need other types of accommodations to help offset. This is a lot of travel.
A report to the Regents yesterday suggested USC's move to the Big Ten would mean a loss of nearly $10 million in annual media rights to each of the rest of the Pac-12 schools. If UCLA leaves, That would add another $3 million loss, with the biggest hit coming to UC Berkeley. Adding USC and UCLA to the Big Ten delivers that conference the second largest media market in the country. On the Kwong, KCBS.
You've got bugs. What's your move? A rattly can? Or a simple spritz? Bugs near your kids and pets? Will it be ingredients you can't pronounce? Ew. Or essential oils? Well, they're the bugs, not your family. Zevo uses essential oils, which attack bugs' biological systems. So Zevo kills bugs. Plus, it's safe for you and pets when used as directed. Zevo. People friendly. Bug deadly. Now at a store near you. I can live my dreams.
I can rewrite my story.
I can create a future I look forward to.
When you enroll at a California community college, you open the door to unlimited possibilities. Whether you want to transfer to a four-year university or earn an associate degree, financial aid and hundreds of career programs are here to help make it all happen.
I can do this.
It's time to take control of your future. Apply, fill up quickly, enroll today at icangotocollege.com.
Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Eric Thomas. As students return to school, health officials and educators are hoping they'll leave their vape pens at home.
It's 11:45 at KCBS, and it's on to the sports line tonight. The Giants and the A's lost, splitting their respective four-game series. In Arlington, Nathaniel Lowe hit a three-run homer, and Jonah Heim drove in two as the Rangers beat the A's 10-3. And at Oracle Park in San Francisco, Zach Gallen struck out a career-high 12 in 7 in the third. Arizona shut out the Giants tonight 5-zip. With more on sports, here's Victor Zeragos.
The Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson has been suspended 11 games, fined $5 million after a settlement. Now, the suspension without pay comes after being accused by more than 24 women of sexual misconduct. Watson will also pay a fine of $5 million and undergo mandatory evaluation by behavioral experts and follow their suggested treatment program. Watson's suspension takes place on August 30th, and he will be eligible for reinstatement on November 28th, which is week 13, when the Browns face his old team, the Houston Texans, on the road. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said in a statement, Deshaun has committed to doing the hard work on himself that is necessary for his return to the NFL. And this is Deshaun Watson with an apology.
For